called custom delay timer, okay? And so the reason that you would use custom delay timer is, for me, I don't know about you, but I very often have cases where I want to pause the campaign to allow something to happen, but I don't want to wait the entire 15 minutes. And 15 minutes is the lowest delay that we have in built into Campaign Builder. Very often I need a minute, or two. I just need something to just real quick to finish to make sure I don't have an email that goes out with a blank or something. And I just want to pause it for a minute or two. And so that's where you would use custom delay timer. So the way our custom delay, and I will actually show you these. So the way custom delay timer works is it is like all of our plugins. It is a post, an HTTP post, and all of our plugins, just so that you know, get installed except for one, the universal delay timer, but the rest of them all get installed on your server. Now, in this case, this is sitting on my server, right? The APIguys.com. But if this were your plugin, it would be sitting on your server at yoursite.com in a folder, and it's called custom delay timer. Or custom delay. So it sits here. We have a URL, and in a typical post, we have two parameters. One is how many seconds do you want to delay for? In this case, 60 seconds. And the other is a call name, which needs to be unique. And so what I usually do is just run my fingers across the keyboard to get some kind of random sequence of numbers and letters. Okay, so I have that one, go 45G. And so what these delays do, anywhere you see me putting a delay in, what comes next is an API goal. Because what's going to happen is it's going in 60 seconds, it's going to trigger this goal. Now, if I look at this goal, you'll see, first of all, that this is my app name, HFF89622, which is up here. You can see it up in the URL. And that this is my Go 45G that I said I was going to trigger in 60 seconds. Now, a lot of people, very many people, are not familiar with this API goal. It's at the very, very bottom of the list. When you go to configure a goal, you have to go all the way down to the bottom. It's the last one. And unless you've actually ventured down here or had reason to venture down here, you may not even know it's down here, right? But it's called an API goal. And it is triggered when it is called via the API, which is and we use that API goal a lot. It functions, the way you should think about it is almost interchangeable with a tag. It acts just like a tag. The only difference is that with a tag goal, you're going to the, to somehow, in the contact record or whatever, and applying the tag, and then it fires. And here we are firing it programmatically, but it acts exactly like a tag. So when this tag gets applied, everything to the right goes. When this gets called, everything to the right goes. So if you think about this delay timer, what's really happening here is, right, it sits for 60 seconds in that case, and then it's like it applied a tag. 60 seconds later, it calls this goal, and then everything to the right will fire. So what I have down here is I have apply a note. Just to show you, the note says I'm awake, right? I am, because this is a delay timer to kind of put your campaign asleep. So let's do that. Let's just, so that you can see kind of how this works. I'm going to go over here to me in campaign, oops, let's get rid of that one. And I'm going to apply a tag to me. First, I'm going to get rid of that one because we don't need that. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and the tag I had set up for that was start custom delay timer. Now remember, that thing's going to wait for 60 seconds before it applies. So what's going to happen is I've applied the tag. If I refresh and I look in the campaign builder, in the campaign tab down here at the bottom, just to confirm because I've been testing on me here for a while, it sometimes will begin to delay. Where am I? Get down there. Okay, says that's going to run at 5:19, which it already did. Okay, so in a minute or so, that's going to run. So we'll come back to that here in just a quick second, okay? And double check and see if that note is there or not. So similarly, okay, so that one's useful, especially if you make a lot of calls to external third-party integration. So if you use, I don't know, Time Fusion, Zen Fusion, Appointment Core, plus this, anything that you're having to call out to a third-party integration, that's when you're going to want to have this little delay in there to make sure it has time to finish. Okay, contact, and we will see if we go down here to tasks and we look for notes. And there it is. I'm awake. So what happened there was, again, it waited 60 seconds and then it applied a note. Okay. So that's how that custom delay timer will work.